What's up, YouTube? We're here in my storage room. It's basically full of a bunch of tools and boxes, seeds. Uh, we're just moving in still, so it's quite a mess. But there's a bunch of nursery supplies, trays. But right here, this is my grow tent, and this is what you're gonna need for an indoor setup to get those seeds started for spring. Get a head start. Let me just kind of show you what I have in here. So you're really going to want one of these grow tents. And then what else you're going to need? You're going to want a timer, a surge protector. Let's take a look inside. Now remember this. When you're using something like this and I have a 1,000 watt LED light in here. You're going to want to use eye protection when you get in and out of this, because these lights will damage your eyes over time. You don't want to go blind because of your indoor growing project. Also, I have this tank sprayer right here. That's so I can mist the seedlings and just give a gentle misting once a day. Let's take a look inside. All right. So it's got this highly reflective material on the inside. I've got a fan. I don't use this all the time, but once you get some growth going, you want to use this fan to keep the oxygen and CO2 levels balanced. Here's Georgia checking it out. We got a little asparagus there. Here's a succulent we call Angelina. We're going to use this basically to secure our hill. So it's basically a ground cover. Here's a few other trays of seedlings. These are mainly landscaping plants, perennial plants that my wife has gotten started. I'm not even going to bother as far as naming them off. But we also use Light Warrior seed starting mix. Also incorporating some cheaper Miracle Grow mix, although I don't recommend Miracle Grow. So we got our 1,000 watt LED. We've got a fan to use when necessary. Take into account the fan's airflow will also dry out the soil a lot faster. Over there in the corner, I actually have, that's a heater for chickens. Typically you would have a pad type heater that would go underneath the seedlings, but instead I've used this since I had one on hand. This is basically a chicken heater that you would use rather than a light, so you have a lot less chance of starting any kind of fire, because a lot of barns burn down when they use a chicken light, a lamp. They'll fall over and catch fire. So everything's looking a little dry in here. Now this I won't bother watering because you want to keep these fairly dry. I'll water this maybe once a week. See how light that misting is? Hit that asparagus, get those babies going. Mist all these seedlings. Now the tray underneath, there's no hole, so this water isn't going to leak out. But also, if you overwater, it's going to fill. If I were to put these outside, I'll poke a hole in them in case it rains, letting that water drain out. But we'll just mist these once a day and encourage that germination. Of course, the heating element, oh look, we have some germination right here. I don't know if you can see that. There's some little guy sprouting. That is lupin. So lupin is a beautiful, I would say it's kind of like a wildflower. It comes in lots of different colors. You can buy that at a nursery, but when I would drive to Fox Farm, and actually all over in California, in the fields you would see wild lupin. It comes in purples and blues and yellows. But when I would drive to Fox Farm, it was out there on the sand dunes in the California coast, up there in Samoa, California. And one morning I'm driving to work, driving by the dunes, and then I realize how beautiful it is. The lupin had gone into bloom. There's beautiful yellow lupin all over the place. So, I mean, as far as if you have kind of rural wild land, this is an awesome plant to incorporate. And I'll let my wife know that things started to sprout. She's going to be super happy. Anyway, we'll check back. I'll show you some projects once they get a little more established. And I mean, all these products are super, I would say, cost effective because you get so much bang for your buck. I mean, 1,000-watt LED, that is like extraordinary for a project like this. So we're really trying to take it to the next level this year. A setup like this would be kind of what a cannabis, or if you don't know what that is, it's a marijuana type grow, would have something set up like this. And my background is I worked at Fox Farm. We were in Humboldt County, so this was a major part of my life. I used to do customer service and explain to people how to grow plants, including cannabis, etc. A lot of them were indoor growers. So, you know, if you're rocking a setup like this, you're going to take these projects to the next level. They're going to grow a hell of a lot faster, and you'll be able to get a nice assembly line going as far as plant production. And we plan on basically growing 90% of our landscaping plants from seed, because we have this new property. It really has very little landscaping, so there's not much color other than the natural trees, and this is going to add a hell of a lot of color, and it's going to be exciting to see how it turns out. But that's just kind of the first batch. We'll move on to some more cold tolerant veggies here shortly. Some spinach, some kale, some early spring, late winter type stuff. And then later on we'll evolve into some peppers, tomatoes, green beans. And it's going to be exciting. I can't wait for spring. Have a great day.